What's up, everybody? Welcome to the 419 Outdoors. Today, I'm going to go over what I'm packing for the Pathfinder school. Stick around. Okay, so I'm going to go over what I'm taking. This isn't necessarily what you should take, but this is what I'm packing to go to the Pathfinder school next weekend, here and now that it's June. So let's dive in and get started with what I'm taking along. Okay, the first item I'm taking is the bag, obviously. Without this, the rest of it really isn't going anywhere. What I have is the Condor 50-liter 72-hour bag. This thing has all the pockets I could want, and then some, and the MOLLE attachments. You see I have my Ranger beads here on my bag. I think I may make another set on my compass itself, just, you know, because I want to. So this is a really great pack. Padding in the back is fantastic. There was a plastic board in here. This actually unzips, and it was just unnecessary weight, and it was kind of hurting my back a little bit. So that's got to go. So we'll give it a try and see how that does. My patches on the front, my blood type, and Merca. Couple carabiners, in case I want to strap my sleeping bag in between or something like that. Also on the bottom I added, you can see these straps here. I can put my tent in there, my blanket, you know, something like that. It didn't come with anything. It just went to Walmart, a couple bucks, under 10 definitely, probably around 5, and I made a couple of carry straps for underneath my bag. But the pockets in it are really good sized. There's definitely plenty of space. This is my everywhere I go bag if I'm going out camping. But just pockets beyond pockets. So I may do another video and actually go over the bag, but for now, Condor 50-liter bag. Okay, cool. Let's go over what exactly it is that I'm taking. So we're going to start with the candling device. I have the Energizer 350 lumen headlamp. If you're using regular flashlights, like these are really the way to go. Hands-free, red, low, high, wide angle, off. That's all you need. And I'm also taking an extra set of batteries because it's on the list, and I use mine pretty regularly, so an extra set of batteries is never a bad thing. Also on the list, but kind of down the list a ways, is a Write in the Rain notebook. So that'll be full by the end of the weekend. A couple of pencils. Onto the container, since we're kind of headed in the northerly direction. So I have the Pathfinder 32-ounce water bottle and nesting cup as on the list. It doesn't have to be a Pathfinder, it could be anything really. It's just convenience for me. Alright, on to the combustion devices. There's supposed to be 2, so let's make it 2. Alright, the first thing up is my ferrocerium rod, 1/2 inch by 6 inch. And I wrap duct tape around the back because it's combustible, and I can get a way better grip on my rod. As you can see, there's kind of, you know, a spot where my finger usually goes, but I can get a way better grip on this thing with the duct tape on it for sure. So definitely a good way to go. 2 Bic lighters, my flint and steel, which I used in an earlier video on my channel. Go check that out. This tin here is to hold a lot of my, it's like my firebox kind of, and I got some t-shirt cloth in here so I can make char cloth if I really want, and it keeps my steel from rattling around in here when I'm walking and making noise. So Just a tin and lid, and in a pinch I could use that to make, actually use the tin itself to make the char cloth with, but I do have a different container for that. So also my magnifying glass, which needs to be at least 5 times. This one I think is 10, so hopefully there'll be some sunshine and I get to try this thing out. It's gonna be a good day for that. Alright, so the cutting tools. First up is my knife, which was in an earlier video too. This is my Mora Garberg 90-degree spine. Absolutely ridiculously sharp. Very comfortable knife. Wish the handle was a little grippier, but all in all, there's really not much that I'm going to put it through that this knife isn't going to do, and then some. So definitely a great cutting tool, makes a difference. Leather sheath that I made for it. I don't know if it was in the video or not, if I had it done. My sail needle is taped to the back of my knife sheath, so I have both of them on me at the same time, all the time. And lastly, my silky gomboy. Absolutely like this thing. I've not tried the Baco Laplander, but I absolutely love my gomboy. As you can probably see, it gets used for sure. But a great saw. Hasn't let me down yet. And lastly on this side is the queen size wool blanket. The thing's heavy. It's like 6 pounds, I think. 5-6 pounds, something like that. You know, if you're going to carry that, you definitely really don't need a tent or anything like that. That's just, you know, that's kind of like your tent weight right there, if you ask me. But it is on the list, so it does go. And that's pretty much the western side of the table here. Okay, on the easternly side, we're going to start out with our compass. I have the Sunto MC2. Navigation is definitely an area of my woodland experience that I am lacking in, so I'm actually kind of excited to get to be in a navigation class and be able to gain that skill. So a really good compass, was not ridiculously expensive, so definitely recommend this compass here. Although I can't truly navigate with all its features, I have used it, and like any good compass, works perfectly. So cordage, they wanted you to bring 25 feet and bring a 50. One set I have prosthetic knots on already, one set not. So I have the option, if I can utilize this one and save myself some time, then I'm definitely going to use that. If not, I have one here. And the next item here will work in tandem with that, and this is 100 feet of number 36 bank line. Just put it on a shaved down piece of wood, super lightweight. So 100 feet of number 36 bank line. Next up, cloth. 2 cotton bandanas, 100% cotton bandanas. Don't really be anything special, they're like $1 each. So 2 of those. My shmog, which you can see is covering the table, that goes as well. And I have some more cut up cloth t-shirt. Can cut up the bandana if that is required, but if I can save my bandanas and just use the cloth I already have cut up, that would be excellent. The next item is not on the list of things to take, but not knowing what you're going to be into in a woodland situation, you need to protect things like your hands, your feet, so on and so forth. So in my bag I always keep a pair of gloves, preferably mostly leather, but I always keep a pair of gloves, and because your hands, you know, you do damage to those, and your fun time is over. So they don't weigh anything, they fold up super duper flat. Like, why would you not carry these, in my opinion? Alright, moving on. Alright, next is a roll of duct tape. 35 feet, I believe. And you may be thinking, why does he have that in a bag? Well, because I love bags. I mean, no, actually it's because I don't want to get the sticky material from the tape in whatever it is in my bag, or you know, on my bag. So and if worst comes to worst, I have another container. So a roll of duct tape. This honestly is not something that I would carry normally. I would spin some off on a much smaller roll, something like this, and carry that and save myself a lot of weight, but it's required of the class. So alright, next up is the 5x7 Tarp. This one is the Pathfinder. It is the same material as the bag. And lastly on the list is 4 6mm drum liners. Let me tell you, those were not that easy to find. I tried multiple websites and you needed to buy them in bulk, so on and so forth. So my recommendation is, if you need them for the class, just get them from selfrelianceoutfitters.com, which I'll post a link in the description to. It's a quick, easy way to get a hold of those in a smaller quantity than, like, I don't know, 100. Here it is, the basics of what I'm taking. There are other things that I will be taking along too, as I have no experience with doing this. I'm not really sure what's necessary, unnecessary, but I'm gonna really try to hit that bullseye with that. You know, I'm taking food, but it's not going to be like backpacker meals, things like that. It's going to be like peanut butter crackers, jerky, Cliff bars, things like that, things that I can eat on the go, highly nutritious, give me lots of energy, and I don't have to spend time cooking it. Will there be time to cook at camp? I have no idea. But I'm gonna bet there's not. I'm gonna say probably by the time you get to camp, you're gonna want to sleep. So I'm going to err on that. I am taking coffee though. I'm definitely taking coffee. But anyhow, I'm probably gonna take a second bag that'll stay at camp in the tent, just in case, and I might put some extra food in there. But you know, personal hygiene items, deodorant, extra socks, you know, ibuprofen, you know, any kind of medicines that you need to take, things like that, will go in a separate bag, and I can always prepare my bag before I walk out with anything extra that I would need. But I also have a dry bag for my wool blanket. Not that wool really needs a dry bag anyway, but it does make it a lot easier to carry because I can clip it through via carabiners to things. So, you know, try to find the happy medium for you. Carry only what you need to because you're going to be carrying it, or you've got no access to it. But this here is what is on the required list, which you can find on the website. So go check that out. I'm really looking forward to getting out there and gaining new skills and doing something that I love and having an absolute blast meeting people who are like-minded, shall we say, such as you, my subscribers and viewers. So I appreciate you all. Thank you all for your views. Hit the subscribe button, hit the like button, drop a comment below. Thank you all for tuning in. I'll catch you guys next time.